What's going on, everybody? So, I was going to make this video talking about a lot of things. So, if you want to stick around and talk about it in the comments, go for it. I'm going to be streaming more often as well, talking with you guys about what's happening with the Eagles and football in general. So, things are going to be changing very slightly. Regardless, it's still going to be me sitting here talking with you guys about football. Nothing's going to change with that. So, this video is going to be about Eagles offensive coordinator, wide receiver coach, and some potential wide receivers that I have found that I think the Eagles should look at in the draft. I know we're a ways away from the draft. It's 3 months away, but it never hurts to look and start digging into it. But before we get to the wide receivers, I want to talk about the offensive coordinator stuff, because Mike KAFKA is not going to become our offensive coordinator. He's not going to be interviewed. Andy Reid is closing that down. Doesn't want Mike KAFKA to leave the Kansas City Chiefs organization. So, with that said, the Eagles are out of options. At least out of options when it comes down to specific people like KAFKA and a couple people in college that they were looking at. Everybody's saying it, and I'm saying it as well. Just get Jim Caldwell. Just get him. The biggest thing, and I've been listening to while listening to WIP. People believe that Doug Peterson is afraid of getting somebody that's his caliber. And when I say that, I mean somebody that can literally challenge him when it comes down to being a coach. Because Jim Caldwell, he was the coach for the Lions for a long time, and he has a lot of experience, a lot of coaching experience compared to Doug Peterson. So, does that really, does that have anything to do with the Eagles going after other people? I don't know, but one thing I do know is that the Eagles need to get somebody. And you look at the Giants; they just got Jason Garrett, of all people. The Cowboys have recently just hired Mike McCarthy as their head coach. Redskins, Ron Rivera. Giants got Joe Judge from the Patriots. I mean, the Eagles, they need to do something. The best thing about the Eagles is that they have an offensive head coach in Doug Peterson and a defensive coordinator. That's about it. But should they hire Jim Caldwell? They should, because I don't know who else they're going to get at this point. And there are a lot of other issues that they have to worry about. And wow, shaking, I'm sorry. But there's a lot of other issues that they have to worry about. A lot of people that are leaving or are unrestricted free agents. There's the issue with Malcolm Jenkins and his contract. I mean, there's a lot of things the Eagles have to look at and do. And yes, they have the entire offseason, but it's a lot. It's a lot. And the Eagles, they should just get Caldwell and call it a day. Now, I don't know who else is really out here. As far as options go, I really don't. It's going to be interesting. And they're taking their time because clearly they really are looking for somebody. And that also brings me to the wide receiver coach, which people are saying that we should get a John DeFilippo back. If you don't remember who John DeFilippo is, he was I believe the quarterback coach when we won the Super Bowl. Which, if you look at his history, yes, in 2017 he was our quarterback coach. Went to Minnesota, was their offensive coordinator. Went to Jacksonville the year later, and now it's kind of too late. And I brought him up like that for a reason, because now he is the quarterback's coach for the Chicago Bears. And there's no reason for him to be in the conversation anymore, literally. So the Eagles really are running out of options. And that's the whole point that I'm trying to make, is that they are running out of options, which means Jim Caldwell, if we look him up real quick and we see what's happening with him in the news, it's just the Philadelphia Eagles needing somebody, and they need to get him. He is not returning to the Dolphins. I mean, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Wide receiver coach, though, there have been talks about Hines Ward, which would honestly be a really good idea. Honestly, I think Hines Ward would be a great addition. I mean, he's a very successful former wide receiver in his own right. And just somebody that can really help coach young people. And somebody who was successful in doing so. I think it'd be the perfect fit. And at the moment, there's nothing saying about anything about whether he's getting hired or not. But Eagles are interested. They've been interested in a little over a week now. So we'll see what happens there. But the Eagles got to do something now. Like, that's just the biggest thing. The Eagles really need to make moves. They need to make decisions. Or else they're going to lose it. They're going to lose it. And we don't want that to happen, do we? Now, if we look now, moving forward, I want you guys to look up a couple of names. First name is Henry Ruggs III. He is from Alabama. He's 5'2" and runs a 4.32. So he's a quick guy. The reason why I want you to look him up is because he could be Carson Wentz's Tyreek Hill. That Tyreek Hill is to Patrick Mahomes. He could be that speedy guy that can literally just burn right through the defense, get wide open, and Wentz can just throw it up there, let him run underneath it. Easy 60 yards. He averaged around 19 yards every catch, 19 yards per catch this year, and honestly, would be a really good addition for the Eagles to get because of Deshaun Jackson and his inability to stay healthy. But hey, we'll see what they do, right? Another person that you should look up from Clemson is T. Higgins. He's a 6'4", 216-pound man who is very good at jump balls. He has really good hands, and he can really get up there over top of a defender and snag the ball away from a defender. And overall, is a really good target to have, somebody that of that size. And he's had a really successful career with Clemson. This past season, he actually caught 59 passes for over 1,160 yards and 13 touchdowns. So, the Eagles should definitely look in to him. And finally, probably my favorite out of the wide receivers I've looked at today, Justin Jefferson from LSU. I feel like everyone should know that name because of Joe Burrow and everything that's happened there with them being the best team. He's 6'3", and he's caught 111 passes this past season for 1,540 yards, 18 touchdowns, and he's projected to be a low first-round pick, potential second-round pick. So, if I'm the Eagles, I'm looking after that. I'm looking after it, and I'm saying, get him. Get him. I feel like he could be huge. Between him and Henry Ruggs Jr., the third, I feel like those two should be wide receivers the Eagles should definitely look at this year. Now, there are a lot of other guys from Ohio State and Alabama that you can also look at. There's a lot of guys in general. This draft is going to be really interesting, and I cannot wait for it because I feel like this is the year the Eagles actually do something big. The last time the Eagles did something big was when they got Carson Wentz, and it paid off in a year. He helped the Eagles get to the Super Bowl. He didn't play in it, but he got us up to that point. Nick Foles did his job as a backup. Past 2 years, we haven't done too great in the draft. We haven't done too great in the free agency, and that's what the next video is going to be about. Free agents that the Eagles can go after and get because the Eagles need help in a lot of areas, and we're going to target them. So let me know what you guys think about the issues at offensive coordinator, at wide receiver coach, who the Eagles should hire, and people the Eagles should draft at the wide receiver position, or who should sign from the wide receiver position in the free agency. Let me know, and yeah, fly Eagles fly. See you guys later.